There's 86,400 seconds in a day. The separator between me and you and people that win and lose is what we do with those seconds. You want to win? You want to be a millionaire? You got to quit being so casual. You walk slow, you talk slow, you implement things slow, you talk a good game like you're going to be somebody. Wake up! You're going to get your ass kicked, dude. You got to get focused and get in a hurry. The separator is going to be who takes massive action quickly.
And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness, because they're casual about life. And when you are casual about life, you will end up a casualty. You've got to develop a sense of urgency. Start working and developing yourself now and prepare yourself for what it is that you want, because you expect to get it.
You meet somebody wealthy, their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. The one. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. And it wasn't because I wanted it or I hoped for it. I fought for it. I want to win. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want my kids proud of me. I want me proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at, that he gave it everything. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. The separator between me and you and people that win and lose is what we do with those seconds. You want to win? You want to be a millionaire? You got to quit being so casual. You walk slow, you talk slow, you implement things slow, you talk a good game like you're going to be somebody. Wake up! You're going to get your ass kicked, dude. You got to get focused and get in a hurry. The separator is going to be who takes massive action quickly.
And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness, because they're casual about life. And when you are casual about life, you will end up a casualty. You've got to develop a sense of urgency. Start working and developing yourself now and prepare yourself for what it is that you want, because you expect to get it.
You meet somebody wealthy, their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. The one. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. And it wasn't because I wanted it or I hoped for it. I fought for it. I want to win. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want my kids proud of me. I want me proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at, that he gave it everything, that he went for it.
You've got to focus on you. And as you convince you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job. Telling yourself every day, here I go again. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Please, put your heart and hands together for our hosts, extraordinaire and the amazing Keith Fletcher.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. I am extraordinaire. And of course, friends, you all know him. He really need no introduction. He's the one you all came to see. Friends, the amazing, the one and only, the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher.
You know, Extraordinaire, you want to put me on that pedestal like that. Come on now, you know better than that. What's up, family? What's up, Extraordinaire? How y'all doing out there today, man?
What's up, my brother? So good to be back. So good to see you, man.
Always good to be back. Always good to be back, to give something back, you know what I'm saying? To give light to something in that darkness and shine some light on something, man. It's always good to do that.
Yes, it sure is, Fletcher. It sure is. And it's so good to live life. You know what I mean, man? It's so good to start working on this new process, this new road of life that you and I both are on right now. It's almost every day is a day filled with excitement because
Yeah.
you never know, what may happen.
Yeah, yeah. When your eyes open up different, you see things different. You never know, man. When you're ready to receive it too, yeah, it's something else.
You're right, right, man. You go to bed, and you just wake up anticipating what might unfold, man. And it feels good. It really does. Changing feels good. That might sound like a strange statement to make, but it actually feels good, man. It's so good to see you, brother. What you been doing the last couple of days?
Man, I've been being a man of leisure, just sitting around studying, man, just trying to get my mind right on things I got to move on. So just relaxing my body. I'm going hard at the gym and said I'm gonna take some time off and relax, and I'll go back in it. Then my body heal itself because I've been tired, working out every day, every morning. So I'm letting my body
Yeah,
rest, let my mind rest. But got some projects I'm trying to do, but I need to trying to see how I'm gonna attack it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see how I'm gonna go at it. I listen to the guy talking about you got to rush at it, go fast, but I done it. So now I'm trying to be meticulous in what I'm doing now. So I'm trying to do a different way of doing things now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying sitting outside, listening to the birds, enjoying the moment, man, and just sitting out there enjoying the cool breeze and also been creating quite a lot too. In the past I told you I'm just really trying to just build a closet full, just stacking, man, just creating and enjoying nature. I really relish in having those moments outside, feeling that breeze, thinking. I'm looking at my thoughts, Fletcher. It's just fascinating now because I no longer let thoughts just pop in my head. If it's just a random thought, I let it come in, but I let it go also.
Yeah.
So I'm trying more. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying more and more not to fight so much with myself, with my thoughts. A thought that we may consider a bad thought, I let it come in, but I let it go.
Yeah.
And I redirect my thinking on what is it I truly want. And I move my energy, I shift my energy where something you said a couple of shows back, and I love it, the frequency. I shift my frequency to the areas that I want to improve, that I want to have manifest in my life. And I get that enjoyment by sitting outside and having those moments like that.
Yeah. That's well said, man. That's a nice place to be, man. That's a nice place to be. That you can control all those things at one time like that. So, man, I understand it. I've been there, still there, doing that, changing that frequency, trying to choose which direction I want to go, not letting something guide me in the direction it want me to go. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. In fact, though, man, it's those small things that people do that becomes attracted to someone else.
Yeah,
You uh, captured yourself being with your dog outside, and it was just you and your dog, and I saw that image. And man, for me, that was just a wonderful image, man. And I mentally put myself in that scene. I said, "Wow, that's a great moment. That's a great moment there." It's things like that. But anyway, friend, look, Fletcher and I, we're just excited about living this new life now that we're living, and we're excited that you all decide to tune in to be with us this evening to the world premiere Word on the Streets. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, click like, follow us, folks, and also share us with your social media platform. It'll help us go a long, long way in creating content like this and getting some positive energy out there because Lord knows there's enough of negativity going on out there. So help us spread some positivity. Go ahead on, my Fletcher.
Nah, you right, man. Spread that goodwill, good vibe. That's what we trying to spread. Cause it, like you say, sure. Now you get on this social media, man. You see men against women, women against men, and all this people kill. It's all kind of negative stuff, man. Foolery going around. So especially for I see me and you, two men, two fathers, black men that spreading good things because they don't show that much as we should. You know what I'm saying? Showing black men doing good things, being strong and believing in something, having principles. So that's what I like about our show, man. We have principles. We're setting up principles. We're setting up steps how to get better. You know what I'm saying? Saying that we're going to achieve something. So that's what it's all about on our Word of Premier Word on the Streets.
Mhm. I want to kind of shift the conversation a little bit, if you don't mind, my brother, because this is something that has been killing my thoughts. And I said to myself, I want to ask you more about it to perhaps clear it up so I can connect the dots in my mind, in my head, and you can help me put two and two together. So I'm gonna ask you as many questions I may need to ask to get some clarification. If you're down with that, if not, I just shift and go on to
Oh, I'm down.
another.
You know, down. I'm an open book. Come on, man. I'm an open book. You know, we're naked on there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, want to keep it 100 with everybody. You know, Fletcher and I, we're always talking about uh, having the desire to change, work in the process. If you're tired of being that old you know, you have to shift your direction, this, that, and the other. I believe that. I believe that. But as I said to you all on many occasions, I think a lot. So I review conversation, believe it or not. So I review conversations in my head. And Fletcher, as he was giving a review about his transformation while he was in the hospital, it seems to me, he can correct me if I'm wrong. It seems to me when he delivered his review in his life, he wasn't looking for a change, if I could put it just to cut it more clear. But somehow, some way, it came to him. He didn't. In other words, he wasn't focused on creating this goal of living this transformational life. He was in there just, he, in fact, from his conversation, he had kind of resigned that this may be his time. So if you don't mind, kind of clear that up in my head, where you were mentally, and am I getting it wrong? Am I getting it right? Where am I getting it wrong? Because I needed to square some clarity in my head. If you weren't goal oriented about making these changes, what happened, when it happened, how it happened, run that back for me, please.
What I think about that question you asked. I got to go back before the hospital. Yeah, it happened before the hospital. It happened in the bathroom of 24-hour fitness. I was in the bathroom and I was frustrated. I was working at the gym. I forgot I had just lost a job or something. By working at the gym part time, I was making like I think about $8.25 an hour. And I went to the bathroom to clean the bathroom, and I was mad, man. I was like, damn, man, and again, my life been up and down. I've been, how stuff always happen. You know how we like, oh, it's always something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at that moment. I'm like, damn, it's always something. And I'm looking in the mirror, and like I say, looking in that mirror is hard. When I looked in the mirror talked back to me like, what you mad about? Who you mad at? And I said, what you mean, who I'm mad at? Man, look where I'm at. I forgot how old I was. I'm 40 some years old, man. At this age, I'm working at the gym. I got kids. I got a family. look where you got me at. You know what I'm saying? Who got you there? I'm talking to God at the time. I'm thinking I'm talking to God at the time. So, and he said, you the one did this. You got you here. You know what I'm saying? He started talking to me and say, so I say, so what do you need me to do? He said, and he just said, I can send somebody in there to change your life. I can send somebody in there to change your life, but I can't send nobody with your attitude. I can't send nobody with you come to work late, you come to work, you wrinkle, you just start telling me all the stuff I'm doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can change your life, but you gotta decide if you want to. And I'm looking in the mirror, I'm humbling myself. Now I'm like, I asked the question, well, what you want me to do? What I need to do? He said, you need to clean this damn bathroom. And you need to clean it like you never cleaned it before. And you need to come to work on time. You just start telling me what I need to do. And I start doing it. That's where it started, extraordinary. I know you asked me that question, but that's what I say the transformation started happening right there. And I start coming in to work. I start meeting people. I started doing and I had got another job. And the crazy thing about it, I got this job. I used to work. I was going to school. I was going to school.
Your mic breaking up right now.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was going to school. At the time. I enrolled in school, and so many things happened. But anyway, I got this job working in a help desk, working on computers while I'm going to school. And the job I got was in the same building that I worked years before. That I was a horrible employee. I was terrible. And he put me right back in that same building. Now he put me right back in, and he told me, I want you to come to work on time. I want you to dress professional. I don't want you to you ain't gonna give with no groups of people. You ain't gonna have nothing negative to say. I got in there and I did exactly what I said. I got in there, I went to work. I didn't talk to nobody but supervisors and managers because I told them what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a supervisor in that company. So time I got in, a trainer came, night with the trainer, came, talked to my manager, you know what I'm saying? I was always the top of my section in my group, and I just started going to work. I started going to work, putting in the work. I'm doing my job. I'm doing well. People started to know me, and that's when I found out I had cancer.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
before the hospital.
Yeah.
Now you get it, you go in the hospital.
Yeah. But before I go in the hospital, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I know I'm trying to get to the hospital. So
Right.
when I found out I had cancer, it's not just regular cancer, it's stage 4 cancer. And now I'm thinking I'm not gonna live. Like I had to go to emergency because my side hurt. But I was working out too hard. But when I found out I had cancer, it was stage 4 cancer. So I don't know what stage 4 cancer is. When I hear about stage 4 cancer, it's a death sentence, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when I go to that, I just started a job. So I don't have insurance. My wife got insurance, but they telling me I'm gonna have to do all this. I'm gonna have to do 2 surgeries, one for my kidney, and it's called a kidney, remove my kidney. Then I had to do a GIST count. So I'm like, I'm not thinking. I'm like, this is gonna be expensive. You hear about people going through surgeries, and so I'm telling my job, I go talk to my job. I need to get my insurance. I need to leave work. I'm trying to get paid, so I want to extend it because I want to go on short-term disability. I had no benefits because I just started. So when I'm trying to wait it out, the doctor told me we can't wait. You got to do the surgery. I said, well, I want to do the surgery in this time, and the doctor said, no, we can't wait. We got to do it now. We can't wait that long till you get on benefits to do it. So now I'm trying to do things to get money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to refinance my house, take money out. I'm trying to do these things. Now I'm not at work. So I called this one guy. He was going to do my refinancing. And, but he called the job. This is the point I want to get. I know this seems irrelevant, but it's not irrelevant. I called the guy named Jeffrey Davis. I called him and asked him to refinance, did the paperwork. He said, okay. And he called my job, and the job told him that I worked there, but I'm not getting a check. He called me. He said, Mr. Fletcher, I'm going to have to deny you. Now, my job didn't supposed to tell him that. So the person I am, I curse him out so bad. I called him all kind of racist name and cursed him out. I'm telling him I hung because I'm desperate. You see what I'm saying? I want you to understand that desperate. I'm desperate because I'm scared. I don't stage 4 cancer. I'm not gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't. God,
But hold it on right there and don't lose where you're at. I mean,
yeah,
because man, this is important because what you saying right now doesn't quite line up in the order that we sometimes teach.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Okay, go ahead on.
So I'm going through that. So I gotta. I'm talking to my wife. I'm telling my wife I got life insurance. I'm again. My mind is I'm gone. I'm about to. And I know the stuff I done did. God ain't about to spare me. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, this other guy had cancer that I worked out in the gym. Him and his wife, he had cancer when I had cancer. Like again, at the time, I'm sitting by 225, man. I'm not no happy guy. I'm telling you, I'm not no happy guy at all. I'm always I'm
You're not somebody you want to say, "Hey, I want to hang with him."
yeah, I'm not no happy guy. I wasn't no friendly guy. I'm not gonna lie. And I used to train people. I wouldn't. And so when I found I had cancer, the guy I work out with, he tell people I come in the gym and I walk in the gym and people say, "Oh man, I'm sorry about here, but I'm praying for you." I'm looking at them like, "You praying for who?" Then somebody else, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about you." And I'm like, "Who are these people coming up? How they know? What are they talking about?" And so I finally put together that the guy that I work out with told the people I had cancer. I got so mad, and I don't know what I got mad, but I got so mad. I didn't want to have that stickler that I had cancer. Nobody feeling sorry for me. I got so mad, so I went to him and I said, "Man, what the hell are you doing telling people I got cancer? Why did I tell? Did I give you permission to tell people my business?"
Mhm.
This how ignorant I was. And
Mhm.
he looked at me and said, "Are you crazy fool?" I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Man, people care about you." He said, "Man, people praying for you." He said, "You might well jump on me right now because I'm gonna keep telling everybody, you know what I'm saying, keep you so angry. You deserve to live." He started telling you deserve to live. People gonna be praying for you, and I'm gonna tell everybody about
Wow,
you. So you get mad right now. If you want to fight, you might well go ahead and fight me right now because I'm gonna keep telling
wow, wow.
you. Yeah, yeah, that was a moment.
That's
Like
that's a moment. That's a
that's a
moment.
moment. That's a
And
moment. So
that's a big moment.
a big moment. That's what I'm saying.
A big
So
moment.
people in
So
the gym.
let me stipulate because this is a very a big moment. That's a teachable moment because it seems to me that even when we are totally ignorant, this is the power of love.
Mhm.
Love can overcome even your ignorance. Now, I don't thought that's
Yeah.
huge. That is huge
No, it was.
because
That was a big moment. Yeah.
you was totally ignorant about the situation and the people. The man cared about you so much that he would risk you beating him.
Hmm.
That's love,
Yep.
which over it overrides, and that's why this thing here because that kind of story always left me with a lot of question. Even when I read the Bible, and they'll say God healed somebody, and they didn't even ask for the healing, and then but nobody really takes time to me to explain how in the world that happened when we've been taught to fast, pray, seek. I mean, it don't line up.
Hmm. But
The process ain't some things. I guess what I'm trying to say, friends, some things when it comes to the creator, the process, it just it doesn't matter. Some things I don't know. I may not ever understand it clearly, but go ahead, man.
no, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I went back short there. And I like so, but like I say, during that time, I was a trainer, and I used to train this girl, and she wanted to compete, and I used to do tour days, and I would work out with her. So all this stuff. So you saying the question you asking you, how did it happen? How did it work? It didn't happen when it was in the surgery. It didn't happen when you found out you had cancer. It happened before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All
Yeah.
these things happened before, I came to the surgery. Things was already happening in place before. My wife sitting up. I used to tell my wife about this, what to do. She wouldn't. She was like, I don't care what you say, nothing's gonna happen to you. I'm like, dude, you living in an alternate reality. I said, dude, I got stage 4 cancer. The surgery that I had, this last surgery, excuse me, only 9% of people live that surgery, extraordinary. So I'm telling my wife, yeah, get your mind right. I need you to do some things. You got to take care of these kids. You know what I'm saying? So things was happening before that. Even like money wise. The guy told me he couldn't refinance my house, my wife came to me. My brother sent her like $10,000 and said, "Don't worry if I need some more." And I was mad. I was mad about that. I was angry at that. I said, "How dare you go to my brother?" I didn't ask your brother for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was like, "We need some more."
You was an angry person.
I was an angry person. I was really angry because this happening to me. I'm like, of all the stuff that I done made it through, now, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? Like, really? This is where I'm gonna end up? Like, it was like that. Then I just had my son, my kids. I think they was the twins. They were 6, and my other son was 10. So I'm looking at them. I'm not gonna get to see them grow up. Really, I'm angry. I'm mad. So I'm not even talking to God. You hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how angry I am. I'm not talking.
You too upset.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. You know what I'm saying? This is what he want. This is what he want. And I'm saying to myself, I done did some things. So I understand. I get it. That's how I'm talking, Larry.
Right.
That's how I'm talking for real.
Right. So yeah. So this how you gonna treat me with this?
Yeah. So I got it. So when I did my first, I went. I did the first. Another thing, I did my first surgery. My mom came down, and everybody, my whole family came. My wife got my whole family at the hospital. My dad and all, because there was a lot of people there. She made sure everybody was there. I went through my first surgery, and I come out the surgery. And when I come out the surgery, got all my family around me. All of them around me. And I'm coming out, I'm coming in and out. I'm coming in. So when I come out, I'm looking. Now, there's all black people around me, but I see this one white spot. It's just a white spot. And I'm looking, and I doze back off, and I open my eyes again. I see it again. I'm looking at my family, but I'm seeing, and I looked over to I say, who the hell is that? Who is that? That white man right there. And my mom, somebody said, that's the chaplain. I said, who the F called him? What the fuck he doing here? I'm thinking that he about to get my laugh. I said, I'm about to die. So he heard me. He said, bust out laughing. He died laughing. And my dad was like, Keith, boy, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm just saying, what is he here for? You know what I'm saying? Who called him to come here and say, why is he in my room? All the black people and one white man, and he the chaplain. But anyway, he was a priest. But after that, the priest come to the room extraordinary, and I had the tubes and all that. I told him to take it out. And the priest say, man, your spirit telling me to tell you that you need to come talk to people. I say, talk to who? He said, you need to come talk to people. I go to prisons, and I said, no, man, I curse too much. I said, man, I ain't going to talk to nobody. He said, man, I'm telling you what they need. They curse, but I'm telling you, he said, you got a word to give. You got something. My mama kept saying, you hear that, Keith? I said, I don't care what you say, man. I ain't got no word to give to nobody. I'm just trying to live. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not. He said, man, take my number. I said, man, I'm not taking your number. God ain't got me. You got me confused with somebody else. God don't want me talking to anybody.
Right. And Fletcher, hold it right there, because that is a perfect segue for part 2. Friends, if you all want to hear a part 2, you got to stick with us, because we're going to come back. And the title of the show tonight is Where You Want to Go, That Old Person Cannot Go. That person who you were, who you are right now, and you want to move forward in your life. You want to transform in your life. Well, that's fine. but you may have to let go of that old person. So hang tough, hang with us. We're going to be right back after these brief, short commercials. In the meantime, hit like and subscribe.
Did you know that journaling can reduce stress, boost mental clarity, and increase your sense of purpose? World premiere Word on the Streets. What if you could do more than just relieve stress? What if you could actually chart your future, clarify your dreams, and align with your higher calling? Well, now you can with My Destiny Journal. This isn't just any journal. It's your personal space to reflect, grow, and intentionally shape the life you're meant to live. Whether you're chasing purpose, setting goals, or simply needing a moment of peace, My Destiny Journal is your daily companion on the journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy our content, please subscribe, hit like, and share. Our hosts empty their souls in hopes of turning on your inner light. They understand, once you discover your passion, there's no turning back. Extra and Fletcher will return after this short but powerful message, so stay locked in. Because what's coming next might just be the spark your spirit's been waiting for.
What matters is effort. And you're not doing that right now, are you? You're not applying yourself, are you? But you're pointing fingers. You're going around in circles. You're asking yourself, why me? Why me? Why me? The reason that you're not understanding where you are is because you have not comprehended that everything starts with you. You are the foundation of your destiny. How can you grow if you don't work? How can you build if you're not learning? How can you know who you are if you don't understand what you have to be? You are the one that has to put forth the effort. You are the one that is responsible for your life. Grow up. Man up. Woman up. Whatever it is you need to be and whatever it is that you need to do, you better start doing it, because nobody's waiting for you. Success is not waiting for you. People that you're depending on are not waiting for you to make a decision in your life. Once the information has been given, you need to make sure that you're putting in the work so that it can manifest itself and grow. It won't happen overnight. You're not gonna get this easy. Easy doesn't count. Many people want the easy way, but it will not work, because when the hard times come, you will not be ready, because you're too busy wanting to cheat your way out. Cheaters never prosper. There is no cheat. There is no free meals. You got to pay for what you want. And that's why you have to dig and get after it right now, this moment, this day.
So I want to ask you, my brother, that old you, could you live the life you are now living being that old you?
No, not at all.
Talk to us about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, so when I'm telling the story, I live everything I tried to do in my situation, nothing would work. That's another thing I want y'all to know. I tried to get more money. I tried to get everything that I tried to do didn't work. When I told the doctor that I wasn't gonna do my surgery till this date. The doctor came back later on and said, it was a young lady. She's young. She's like, I don't care what you say, Mr. Fletcher. Didn't I tell you everything I tried to do did not work? So when I had my first surgery, and it cut me down the middle of my stomach, and they had the thing stuck in my neck. It was all this tube things on me. I came out the surgery. I told him to take all the stuff off. I wouldn't even take no medication. I didn't want to take no pain pills because I didn't want to get addicted. But my first surgery was just a breeze. It's like nothing happened. My body didn't change. They took my kidney. They had to drain. It was like nothing. It didn't even affect me. You know what I'm saying? I was working out hard too, but it didn't even affect me. You know what I'm saying? The first surgery. And then we went to the second surgery. We went to MD Anderson. My mom, the doctor could. Matter of fact, they tried to do the surgery together. They would have killed me if they did the surgery. And I remember telling my mama, that man, God didn't let that man touch me. You know, he couldn't do it. So I went to MD Anderson. I got a great doctor. I'm talking about. I'm gonna make this short. I got a great doctor. The point I'm saying, everything I tried to do led me wrong. And I was driving to Houston. I didn't tell nobody but my immediate family. So I'm driving to Houston, and you know how your Facebook say where you going, and I said I'm going to MD Anderson. I put that in the thing, and my wife told me, "Why did you do that?" I said, "What you mean?" I just hit the thing. I'm going to MD. When I sent that thing, man, I'm talking about it was so many people start hitting me up, hitting me up, hitting me up. People that I didn't talk to years, like just start. I'm talking about my phone was going off. If it wasn't ringing, it was texting. If it wasn't texting, the Facebook notification was going off. It was just so many. It was overwhelming. Yeah, it was overwhelming. And my wife looked at me. She said, "Baby, uh, God love you and people love you. You ain't going nowhere." You know what I'm saying? I said, "You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere." And but the point I'm saying is, when I got out the way of God, and I remember I finally talked to God, and the message He said, "You have not because you ask not." I never asked Him to live. Then remember I told you there was another guy had cancer. Same time I had cancer. In November he died of cancer. So that's another thing happened. So, but that what came. He said, "You have not because you ask not." I never asked God to live. I never asked God what I wanted. And I started telling. I said, I want to be there for my kids. I started telling him everything I wanted. I started saying what I wanted, and I started saying. He said, "That what he told me. Say, whatever you ask, I can't lie to you. If I lie to you, I die. Why don't you just trust me?" He said, "I say trust." He said, "Give everything to me." I remember, and I said, "So everything." He said, "Give everything to me. My kids, my." He said, "You got to give everything to me. You ain't got to worry about nothing." And I released everything to him. And I started asking him what I wanted. So when I came out my surgery, the first thing happened. I came out my surgery that was important. He told me to call that guy that I cursed out. Remember that guy Jeffrey? He told me to call him. And I said, "Lord, what you want me to call that man for? That man ain't gonna talk to me." He said, "Call him and go reapply for your loan." I said, "Okay." I called the man, and he answered the phone. And I said, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Davis?" You know, he said, and he knew my voice right off. He said, "Mr. Fletcher?" I said, "Yes, yeah." He said, "Man, I ain't never think I hear you call me. I ain't never think." I said, "I would have said the same thing." I said, "But God told me to call you." I said, and I want to apologize. So I apologized to him and said, "I'm sorry, but I would appreciate if you would take on my stuff and redo my paperwork for me." He said, "Well, man, we got to do all that." I said, "Yeah, I know what we got to do." I said, I get all the stuff to you, but I just want to make sure you do it for me." He said, "Yeah." Then I went back to work. I had tubes still inside me. I went back to work. I'm draining the tubes. I told my wife, "I'm going back to work." She said, "Why you going back to work so early?" I said, "No, I want to go back to work. First off, I want to pay my brother back his money. I want to give him his money back." I went back to work in December, January. So many things happened. They gave me a raise and all that. Then I got another, I applied for the job. Everything I'm telling you right now, I'm in making this. I asked God for this to have the job. I wanted to go back in construction. I wanted to work in the job. I said the job that I wanted, they call it CRM, customer relation manager. I said I want to be a customer relation manager again. I'm looking on my computer, filling out a job, and I see customer relation manager for a home builder, Garland Homes. I never heard of that company before. I applied for the job. They called me for an interview. And long story short, they hired me. Um, The guy that was doing my paperwork, he did my paper. So he doing my paperwork, and I sent him where I got my new job because I'm making way more money than the doubling what I'm making. And he said, man, he said, Mr. Fletcher, I can give you a better loan. I can give you, at the time I was doing FHA, so I can get you a conventional loan, lower percentage, 15 years. Anyway, get that. So let me tell you what I did. So, I told you God said, ask not, you have not because you ask not. I said, God, you said you give me whatever I want. I said, I want a company. I always said this, I want a company to fly me out. I want to be put in a hotel, give me a rental car. I said these specific things. And I want them to interview me and get a job working in computers. I see this job, I apply for this job, and sure enough, God is my witness. My wife will tell you that they called me. They wanted to interview me. They was in Colorado Springs. They was in Colorado. It was a meat company that do IT. They need some IT work. They flew me to Colorado, put me in a hotel, gave me a rental car, flew me out there a couple of times. I had like several interviews, and they hired me. So I worked in both of those jobs at the time. And I still got the drains in me, and I'm working
So
the jobs.
listen to this, friends. Word on the street family. The creator really does work in mysterious ways. Now, from my perspective, listening to Fletcher's story, I'm getting in my thoughts and head that all of us don't have to experience a near death experience in
No,
our life. And what the creator does sometimes, he allows some of us to have that experience so that they can come back and tell us that is real. The creator is real. Because since Fletcher had that transformation, his life slowly but surely changed. The way that he managed to control his anger, his temper, and his communication skills. Now, let me run it down to y'all what that means, because I knew Fletcher before all of that. And to be approached, and when he came through all of that, and had begun to talk in the beginning on Facebook, and I ran across him, I said, man, he sounds pretty good. And that when I was just doing a little radio part time every now and then, I say, I need to bring him on the show. He's talking pretty good. He had this recurring theme. Got to get your mind right. I'm not even if he was aware at how frequent and often he said, "Got to get your mind right. Got to get your mind right." So when I brought him on, Rez created some nice little commercials, and when he came on the very first time, he froze. And I didn't get that same person that I was attracted to hearing on Facebook after this transformation he had, telling his story. And then later on, he approached me about us doing something together. And I wasn't there. But one thing I did recognize that he was a different person, and that different of who he was greater than him. So I had enough common sense to understand that. And I said, man, this man it's got to be somebody. It has to be something bigger than him that I see this change with him and in him. And so fast forward today, that same person who was on that first show who froze now talk for hours and hours and hours nonstop. That same person is always ready to go on live, whether you have pre-programmed what we're talking about or not. He's ready. He's ready. And why is that? Because he has been transformed. He see that old person he was, and that old person that I want see no. What I'm trying to say, friends, the old person that we once were, it cannot possibly go to where you want to be and become. Fletcher wanted to change. Fletcher wanted, and going through that experience, the creator gave him a mission. And when he was given that mission, you see, follow this. He wasn't ready for that mission. But because we're never ready instantaneously, and here's where we often lose out on our road to success, on our road to transformation. Here's where so many of us miss out. If it doesn't happen to us quickly, we we fizzle out to think that wasn't for me. No, it was for you. You just have to be committed and willing enough to work through the areas that you need to improve on. And if you don't throw in the towel, if you don't give up, you will get to be you will get to have your goal that you had, that you saw yourself doing. But so many of us, we see our goal, we see ourselves in a position. But when we have rough patches in our life, we give up and we get discouraged. And then we start hearing what other people are saying, what their reviews of us. And we hear all that naysaying, all that negative talk, and we start entertaining all this negative energy, and we get discouraged and we give up. Fletcher heard all of that too, believe me. When he started making that change and started talking about improving himself, improving ourselves, improving your credit, improving your life, that you can change, you can make better decisions. He wasn't, in the beginning, he wasn't who he is today. You all getting a polished Fletcher comparative to when he first came out of that hospital. You getting a Fletcher now that doesn't get upset so quickly like he once did. In fact, he entertained now. I want to hear your different point of view. That wasn't that old Fletcher. Now, see, this is what growth does. This is what life does if you open to growing. There's an old saying, friend, that says you can't build a new life with old thoughts. And I love this one. You cannot plant weed and expect harvest to grow from concrete. You can't have those old thoughts. You can't have that old negativism inside your brain and inside your character and expect something different. You want something different, you got to work at it. You got to work at it. You got to keep working at it until you get the kinks out. And even when you get there, then you're on another platform. Then you realize, oh, now I'm on this platform. I have new kinks to work out on this level. Go ahead on, man. I hope
Now
I'm
that was perfect said about them levels, but like I said, you got to be willing to. Like I said, it took when the Most High really showed me, uh, and they told me I was trying to get right. He said, no, you can't. He said, I know what the problem is with you, Keith. You think you gonna get right, then come to me. He said, no, I'm the one gonna get you right. That's the process. I get you right. I'm gonna get you to where you want. You can't get where you want to go without me. You can't. And he was right. I didn't even know where I want what getting right was. I didn't know where I was going. So when I started saying the things I wanted, and they started happening, and I started trusting them. Now, so me extraordinaire, I know you remember say this. What that's good, bad. What that's bad, good is always exist. Even when the Most High get anything that happened to me, it's all in His will. It's all good or bad. I got to be looking for the good. So I never had a bad day after that. I never had a bad day after that. I never had a day that, oh Lord, I got to worry about this. Why always things happen to me? I never had since I have not had my cancer that you're gonna sit up and say, why this happening to me? Everything happens for a reason. I choose to look at the good. I have lived my day ever since that day. That's how I've been living my day. And I have before that, it was always something. I was always complaining. But again, you asked me what did it start? It started in that bathroom at 24-hour fitness when he told me to get myself together. I was stopping me from getting that. Me. Nobody was it was no devil, it was no white man, it wasn't the world, it was me and my belief. And I didn't trust myself because I've been lying to myself all these years. Everything I did, I lied. I never had no goals. I didn't even believe that I could have, you know how you want the life, but I didn't really believe I could get it. And as soon as that started happening for me, those things that, like you said, the byproduct, let me tell you something, the blessings that I got was just a byproduct of the Most High, me knowing the Most High. Them things that I got is nothing. You can take those things from me right now, I'm still going to be nothing. The blessing that I got was to trust in him.
Right.
If he take everything from me now, it's all about what he gave me. I get it back, or if he decided I don't want me, that's what it is. All his will, everything is his will. So when I yield myself into that, and it took me time, like I say, I believe those things he told me in the bathroom. I know I can do those things. I'm still gonna make mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes. I still made failures. You know what I'm saying? But those things I got better, and I kept trusting in him, and I got to keep getting better. So when now I get to camp, then I lose my eyesight. You know, I had all these bright ideas. I'm gonna start me a company. All these did that. You know, so many things happened after that.
See, that's the thing too. That's what I was talking about in my conversation. Things still comes up.
Things still happen. But like I said, but the journey, like I said, even me lose my sight, because let me tell you like this. I was working, I started going to work. I'm focused on work so much. I'm focused on working and getting it. And you start being focused and you start missing other things. I'm missing my family. I'm missing I'm missing my wife. I'm missing other things that's important that I need. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High will sit you down. We'll sit you down and make you realize, you know what I'm saying? Again, if you're looking for bad, you're going to find bad. But if you're looking for good, and like I said, I started trusting when people coming to me, talking to me. I had to humble myself, and that was hard for me to, like I say, trusting people, receiving people. I had to, everything. I said, you going to trust me or not? I had to give in to everything. When you say give everything to him, I'm talking about everything. The way you think, the way people, you had to give everything.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like
So
Wayne Dyer used to say, when you begin to look at things different, the things you look at begin to change because yeah, it does. And I know
that. That's perfectly said, extraordinary. Things started to change, and that's what happened with me. I started looking at things different, and as things started changing, because I had a way of looking at things black and white. They're gonna be this way, because that's all I could go by was my experiences. And I thought my experience was right. My subconscious said that's right, but it was not right. It was not right. I was making bad decisions on those things, and I started seeing this world of wave. It's so much.
It is. It is so much.
Life is so much. Yeah, so much easier. It is. When life is so much easier.
And you mentioned that thing about thoughts. Look, thoughts are huge.
Yeah.
So thoughts are very big, people. And what I feel so many people, Fletcher, they minimize the power of their thoughts. They think the thoughts is nothing. And the more you think it's nothing, your thoughts are constantly creating your world.
Yeah.
Because your thoughts pretty much dictate your feelings and how you talk. So how you thinking and how you talk, you begin to feel that way. If you're thinking, I'm not worthy, it won't happen for me. It always. I mean, you may not think that is changing your reality. It's creating your reality.
Creating a reality. Yep.
Go ahead on, man.
With that part right there. And that's what started. I started understanding that, and I started seeing what I wanted, and I started creating my reality. But then, and then you go through levels like now I'm on that be, do, have, Most High done showed me so much. Just waking up today, man, is the blessing. Just waking up today, and think about some people didn't wake up. You know, some people don't get to become or get to be, don't get to do, they don't get to have no more. That's it. But we did. You did, Troy. Now I did. People on there that's listening to us right now, you get up to be better, do better, have better. You get to fix your wrongs from yesterday. You got another day to fix your wrongs, to be a better person, be a better father, mother, sister, brother, friend, whatever, and to do more, have more. That's it. And when it come down to that, and everything after that is gravy. Everything after that. So every day I was saying, that's me. I wake up, I give my praises to him. I get up early in the morning, spend that time with him, get that praise and start stretching out my life, you know, and just being thankful, man, grateful, gratitude, man. Just be, and like I say, Jordan, I'll tell this story. For me, you know what I'm saying, being along from where I came back, there was always, I'm just saying, it was always something with me. It was always trouble. It was always worry. Now not to worry about nothing. Not to worry about everything. Like, and then another thing he told me, when I went through that surgery, when I had cancer, he told me that wasn't for you. He told me, right? He said, you went through that before, that wasn't for you. And I'm telling you, I went through, they cut me down the middle of my stomach 2 times. And like I said, 9% of people leave that last surgery. I lived that. And I ain't missed, I did my last 10 years, it was a month ago, with 10 years of cancer free. And I'm saying I never missed a beat. I'm serious. I had my surgery November, December, I was going back to work. Had tubes in me. I didn't miss a beat. I didn't miss a beat now time, and I'm serious, like he did it. Everything he said to me was true, and he's still doing it. Is that word of more abundantly, you know, and he showed me that word. I remember when he showed me, and I was like, now he wanted me to know what more abundant was. I remember I said he could have said abundant. Why do he want me to know this word more abundant? I started with like certain things he would show me, and I was like, why do he want me to know those things? And I would dive deep into it because I had a relationship with him. I would get up in the morning, go sit on my porch and talk to him. And I still talk to him. You know, so that's with me. It might be different with you, you know what I'm saying? But it takes time to get that. He's there for you. He's talking to you. You just think you're distracted. He talked to all of us. You're distracted. And when you just sit down and spend some time with him, and it just like the first time I sit down with him, I went on my porch and I said, I'm here. That's when I really wanted to know him. I was sitting on my porch, and I just sit. Every day I would go sit on my porch, and I sit, and we start communicating. I start talking like, hey, asking questions, start talking. Then I start reading the stuff about the commandments, and he said, that's why you don't want to come to me, Keith. You don't want to give up the commandments. You can't make it. That's what he told me. I get you right. Then I remember we were going through the commandments, and I used to smoke. I used to smoke weed and smoke black and mild. I've been smoking since I've been for years. Couldn't stop, up and down. And one time I was sitting out there, and they said, he was reading, he said, thou shalt not put another God before me. I said, God, I got that one. I ain't putting no God before you. I said, yeah. I'm beating my chest. And he say, so what you want to do when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thing you want to do when you wake up in the morning? Smoke that cigar. He said, that's your God. I instantly started smoking right then. I told my wife, I don't want to smoke, I'm not smoking anymore. She said, what? She said, I either keep them at the door, a whole pack at the door. She said, well, I'm going to throw them away. I said, nah, keep them at the door so I can look at them when I walk by. I choose God over that. I want to know that God know that I'm choosing him. It's right in my face, but I'm going to choose him. And I ain't smoked one since. And I think that about 3 years ago. 4 years ago, I think that was. I forgot, yeah. But I'm saying, that's it. It's been a journey with it. And I'm like every day I'm learning. Every day I'm getting better. It's a journey, a growth. You know what I'm saying?
It is a journey, and it is a process. It's a process.
But I'm just telling you, anything you want, extraordinary, anything, and I'm not trying to get woo-woo with you, and I'm trying to be religious. I know I'm a spiritual person, but I believe anything you want, you got to go through him to get it. You got to go through him. You got to sit there and go through him to get it. That's what I want to get. And I don't talk about, you know what I'm saying, about that because people don't, but anything that you want, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. My journey, like I said, I don't know why. I I don't know why I got it like this. My first half of my life was rough as hell, I would say. But this journey right here, I don't know. He want me to do something. He want me to do it in a certain way. It's all at his will. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he want me to do, I'm a willing participant in the matter. You know what I'm saying? So just I want to tell you like this: if you need to hear, you need to hear that. That's what I mean. So when he came to me again, it started way back before that, extraordinary. It started back in that gym, in that bathroom, and I'm blaming everybody. I'm mad at somebody, and I couldn't be mad at nobody but myself. That's it.
So if someone out there listening in, what we're saying is consistent to what we've always been saying. What you are looking for, what you are truly looking for, is looking for you too. And when you all find each other, when it finds you and you find it, there is a process along the way. We don't want to sit up here and have you think once you get together, it's like dating. When you meet somebody you've been wanting to meet and you finally meet, the beginning, what they call it, infatuation. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. But as things progress, then you start having turbulence.
But hold on, sir. Now, the reason theme of great turbulent because you don't know each other. You got to build that relationship to get understanding.
That's right. It's
But
a
go ahead.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, you're absolutely right where I'm going. However, Fletcher, many of us don't want to go through the process.
Mhm.
We don't want to be uncomfortable. Some people, how many times do you hear it in whether it's in relationship or anything? Why can't it be like the way it used to be? Y'all ever heard that before? You see, the way it used to be was good when you used to know what you knew then. Now you know more than you knew then. You've grown. So why can't it be things are getting better? See, we have been so pre-programmed not to grow, not to elevate. And it's so easy for you to accept your thoughts. Thoughts will always push you into staying comfortable. They really will.
It will.
Your thoughts will always push you to your familiar territory. Unfamiliar territory is uncomfortable. And your thoughts will talk you out of it. Literally. You don't know what may happen. You ain't done this before. And before you know it, you back in agreement with your old self. That's why I say, friends, the work is in the thoughts. I am so serious. Man, I deal with my thoughts. And you know this, I deal with my thoughts all the time. My thoughts. Go ahead on, brother.
No, you cooking right there, man. But like you said, them thoughts and fighting that thought. But over the past, I didn't know was my thoughts or the Most High thought. Now I understand my thoughts. I sit there and marinate on my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I got a part in the Bible have how you should act, how you should think, good thoughts, good things. You know what I'm saying? So I try my best, even when I get a bad thought, really try to figure out where did that come from. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm thinking like that? Why I'm framing it up like that? You know what I'm saying? Then I start talking to people that I trust and say, hey man, what you think about this? Because you know what I'm saying? You can frame some stuff up yourself and you think that's what it is. That's why you got to have counsel. You got to have somebody around you to run it by them. Because, we can frame up. The heart, I say it all the time, the heart want what the hearts want. You know what I'm saying? So if you want it so bad, you can make it be that. You know what I'm saying? Make it seem that you want to be right so bad. So that's what I try to get the right counsel and say and run it by someone. You know what I'm saying? Not to be in my own head. Like you say, you got to get your mind right. But sometimes you might step out your head. Somebody got to help you get your mind right. So I believe in counseling. You know what I'm saying? I believe in brotherhood. I believe having somebody there that you can connect with and get right with.
I love that you said that because the truth of the matter is, friend, what is the inward goal? The inward goal is to move forward.
Mhm.
And I like to also welcome Vincent. It's in the chat room. Vincent, Selena, Ladiana, man, they blowing up the chat room. We really
My
appreciate you
brother,
all
Vince.
tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in to the world premiere Word on the Streets.
Hey, extraordinaire.
Yes,
Extraordinaire. We got to, hey, that's a word of wisdom right there. That guy Vince. We got to bring him on the show one night, man. We got to bring him in one night.
yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
some good talk
Oh yeah, he
about the power of manifestation.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
well versed
exactly.
brother.
That's what line we're on. And you see, and what we bring here on the world premiere Word on the Street, we're bringing positive energy. And when positive energy connect, then we can elevate. And when we elevate, then we can ignite new emotions. And new emotions is powerful. Because friends, you see, when you get a thought in your head and that thought is so strong, you start talking what you're thinking. Now, when your communication get in line with your thoughts, you start feeling what you're thinking. You're smoking now. So now your thoughts in line, your words in line, your emotion in line, manifestation is right around the corner. But that process it can happen overnight, but it oftentimes it does not, because we have been pre-programmed with so much stuff. See, Fletcher, we have so much stuff inside of us until a lot of time we think that we're thinking this thought ourselves and not even realizing you think that way because you was brought up to think that way.
Yeah,
You was brought up to believe that way. You was brought up to analyze things that way. So are they really your thoughts? And that's why I say, friends, I spend a lot of time observing my thoughts because I no longer want my thoughts to dominate my life. I want to take control of my life. And you too, friends out there listening, each of us, we have the power to take control of our life by taking control of our thoughts. Go ahead on, my brother.
And I want to know, like I said, once you take control of your thought and you start putting down what you really want in life, that's when you can create something. That's when you can start building something. That's when you truly building something for yourself. And them goals and vision that you have start being manifested in. But you got to you got to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your mind to that point. You got to get that's why I say, man, get all them ways you was raised up, the bad things that happen, take them and go bear them and go forward. Start putting in the good stuff inside you. Start reading books. Start going places. Start getting around a different type of people. Start believing. That's why he's saying again, be, do, and have. Start becoming. Start.
Right,
A lot of us again, we going off our behaviors of what was, and we just switch around and start going off of belief. And then when you
right,
start going off your belief, you start behaving accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And then all it takes is you to say, you got to be willing to change. If you ain't willing to change, ain't nothing gonna happen. But you got to be willing to say that's it, and I can control what I want, and that's what I want to be, and start walking into it. It's just
right.
that simple. And along the way, the Most High gonna send people to you. Once you tell them you have not, because you ask not. Once you start asking, start believing, then He gonna send people along the way to help you through. You gonna find you gonna get there, start trusting in Him and giving to Him. I promise you, you will get where you want. And
I think
that word, hold up, that word abundant, it ain't gonna be abundant. It'll be more abundant, more and more. It's like compound interest, man. It just keep compounding.
I love it, man. And I want to share this because Vincent just spoke a word, brother, that is worth sharing. He said
Yeah,
those thoughts, the one you ignore eventually goes away. So I like that. So the one you starve eventually goes away. So those
oh yeah.
negative thoughts, you starve them, you leave them alone, you leave them back there, you keep starving. Eventually, that one goes away.
Well said. I like that, man. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's well said. Hey,
Yeah, hey,
brother.
and that's the fight right there.
That,
Starving over. That's the fight right there.
yeah, yeah. And it's daily too. It's
Yeah,
daily.
oh, that's daily.
It's daily. This is why Fletcher and I, we really, really love coming on here because we both realize this change in life is a daily workout. Like Fletcher loves to work out. I love walking. I especially love sitting outside. And if you can't do those things to get you where you want to be mentally, then that's going to create a problem. So you have to eliminate things that create problems. Problems going to pop up, but you don't necessarily have to accept and live with those things that pops up. You go on if you go on your job, any corporation, they have a problem, they pop up, they get a team together and they resolve those things. They don't get comfortable working around the problem. No, they find solutions. Am I right, my brother?
That's it right there. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
That's
they-
why
they'll get a whole new team in there to find out how to resolve this problem.
yep. And that
Go
was
ahead.
my brother Vince on there. Every Saturday they meet with a bunch of brothers and they talk about their problem. They try to straight down. They give it to the Most High. Like you said, just like you just said, you get a team of people to come and say, "Hey, working together. What you think about this? How I'm looking at this. Working together, coming together, building together, man." And that's what it takes sometimes. Just like you just said, that a corporation do it. Why wouldn't we do it, Sean? And you say that all the time. Why don't we take some of them things that a
Yeah,
corporation do and apply that in our life? And it works. Yeah, they done studies to see how these things work in companies, so we can do the same thing in our lives.
we can. We
Yeah,
can. My brother, man, I've enjoyed this show, bro.
yeah, for
I've
sure.
enjoyed this show. Friends, we hope you all enjoyed this show as well. Uh, we come on every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. World premiere Word on the Streets. If you haven't subscribed, you need to do that. You really need to subscribe. You need to take our link, World Premiere Word on the Street link, and share it on your social media platform to let other people know, hey man, this is a real live show talking about real problem, bringing solution, sharing personal life experience. And the thing about life, if it happened to one, it happened to all. You see, life, we don't live on an island. What our emotions are similar. The things, see, life is life. And so the storms you have gone through or yet to have gone through, somebody else have gone through something similar. And so we can gain information from each other how to overcome, how to keep going, how to move forward, how to deal with distraction, how to cope, what to do, what not to do. This is what we bring here on the World Premiere Word on the Street. And I am so excited that we get to share this together with Keith Fletcher, who have things of his own going on. I mean, to tell you, if you all don't know, for those who are tuning in, Fletcher is on Facebook 2 and 3 times a week, and the brother is putting it down. So you all definitely need to check him out. Going on, my brother, talk to us.
Now I'm gonna say the quick about. I gotta give you a story about the guy Vincent. How we met. Sean, you know how I was back in the day. We talk about that. Uh, when I first moved over in my neighborhood, I used to keep a pick in my head. Again, I used to smoke. I got my slippers on, and I just bought my house. And Vince rolled by. He told me, he said, "Oh man, I thought I got away from this. I thought I got away from people like that." He said, "Oh man, what's moving in the neighborhood?" He said, "Yeah." So, what I'm saying, when you met Vince, a good brother, man. I met him, any other time you probably God brought us together, but any other time me and Vince probably wouldn't be friends. You know what I'm saying? Especially how I was.
The way you
But
were.
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah. But the Most High brought us together. You know, him and my son became best friends. Me and him became friends. You know what I'm saying? And to this day we talk. We help each other, man. I just want to say I appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? We've been good friends, and along the way he done guided me. That's why I say, man, whatever you looking for is looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So it might not come in all the bowl you think it's gonna come in, the way it's gonna come, but it's coming, and you just got to be ready to receive it. So I'm thankful that he received it, that he, you know what I'm saying, the Most High sent him to me, and as well, you know. So the dude's a good brother. We done coached on football teams together. We done did church. We done did a lot of stuff together, man. The dude is a good dude, but in other time, you probably wouldn't. If you saw us at the thing, you probably wouldn't. We'd have walked right by each other. Besides the God, but you know, the Most High brought us together, man. That's all I'm saying. He a good dude, good father, man, good person, good man, good Christian, man. So I want to thank you for
Oh
showing up.
man, that is awesome, man. Welcome
I
to
want
the
to
show, Benson. Welcome
welcome
to
to
the show.
yeah. I want, and I told him I've been telling him about the show, and I told him, man, I want to bring him on one day, man.
Oh
You talking
yeah.
about finances, Most High finances, trusting in the Most High, all that. He got a plethora of information. So one day we're gonna
Oh
bring him on.
man, yeah, yeah. We definitely got to bring him on, man,
Yeah,
and let him share some of that wisdom and
yeah, he
knowledge
got the wisdom.
and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
positive energy
That's great. Yeah, good
with the
positive.
community.
Like you said, that circle, putting the right people in your circle, man. You're a good guy to have in your circle, bro.
Right.
And
Friends,
you know, hey, showing that y'all, you know, you and him, y'all talk real proper and everything. So y'all do well together. You know what I'm saying? But no, y'all talk proper. Put the words
no,
together than I do. You know.
no, man.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. Just like I said in this show tonight, look at the growth. Keith, look at the growth. If anybody knew you 3 years ago and watch you now and listen to you now, if they can't see a change and a difference, I don't know if I could trust that person.
It's all. It's all. Hey, I ain't worried about it. Man. The most I told me, if they don't see the change, somebody else gonna correct them. They were saying, I don't
Yeah,
have to correct no
exactly.
more. He told me that you ain't got to speak for you no more. Somebody
No,
else gonna speak
exactly.
for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. That's what I tell. I told a guy that in the gym, man. I like. He said, man, you walk around quiet. I say, man, hey. I'm not worried. I say God protect them and He protect me. You know what I'm saying? He bring the right people in my life and He keep the wrong people out of my life. So that's it. That's all it is. And
I
at the
want to,
end, hey, Strong, at the end, I still got that guy in me now. Don't act like he ain't
right,
in me. He's still in me
right.
now. But so God
But
protect
but
me.
but here's the thing here, and I want to say this before we go off there. One thing about Fletcher though, he always had the gift of entertaining,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do
of
that.
just of communicating. When he wasn't talking with, like now he talk with so much sense and knowledge, but when Fletcher would growing up, everybody would make a circle to hear him tell these jokes, and
That's
every
good.
and we all laugh until our side hurt. And so what he have done now, not even knowing that that's being a kid. At that age, he didn't know that his life would transform into talking about people changing their life and people can actually have goals in their life financially, can live better, be better, have better. That wasn't he didn't what I'm saying, you see, we are born sometime with talent and we already have it and we don't even realize we have the key in our pocket.
Yeah.
We don't even realize it. So he have grown into what he already have. And now he's talking about things that not only make people laugh, now he's talking about things that would change people's lives. Isn't that wonderful, friends?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? And we're on this platform together talking about things that would help change your life, help us encourage to keep our life moving forward because it's just that serious. Life is expensive. Life is serious. And it's just too important for us to live our life and allow our life to be and do whatever it wants to be. Look, friends, we have the power, we have the authority and power to carve and create a life that we desire, that we truly want to live. We have that power to do it. You have to be willing and committed. And there's process to it. But you have the power to live the life you truly want to live. I'm done, man.
I'm good, man.
I'm done.
Hey, man, I just want to say this. Warren Buffett said, man, before he retired, and he was saying, we have been born at the right time, at the best time ever. You know what I'm saying? You might not think it, but we've been born at the best. This is one of the best time ever to be born, and to be born in the United States. You could have been born in somewhere in Cambodia, in the streets, in the alley, but we born here in America. And we got all this technology and ability to do things, to become great things. So, man, take advantage of your life. Be happy, be thankful, be grateful. And y'all have a good one. Thank y'all. Selena, Vince, Love the Hunter, Extraordinaire. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all very much, friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the experience.
Here at World Premiere Word on the Streets, you can always expect it to be informative, engaging, irresistible, passionate.
If you're ready to do the work to heal your inner child and transform your life,
tune in every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time with Extraordinaire and the amazing Keith Fletcher. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share us with a friend.
This has been a world premiere of the Word on the Streets experience.